Life changes very quickly in a very positive way if you let it. The world is changing every day. You have just two choices. One, complain about everything that's going wrong, or be the person who helps to make them all right. Now, there can be one person who can make all the difference, and that one person can be you. Because that one person can get things started. And then the second can, just create the momentum. And there could be a third one who can influence more people to join. And before you know, you've created a great movement. If enough people create a ripple for change, we can together create a better future. Good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome to all of you who decided to participate in the Zoom meeting on a Sunday evening. This is Naseema Abdul. I'm a senior manager at Forever Living Products, and I'm extremely delighted to be sharing my story, which I hope will serve as an inspiration or motivation to the people who's listening, especially to the new people who joined, hoping that Forever is the best platform. So here's a little bit of my story, how it all started. So the story goes like this. I was actually an IT professional. So I was working in a corporate, 9 to 5 desk job. And I wasn't very passionate about the work that I was doing. But yes, I was very sincere, I was very committed. I had a great, recognition there as well. So everything was fine, but somehow it wasn't what I wanted to do with my life. In about 4 years' time, I resigned and I decided to, start my own business. Because ever since my childhood, I always had this dream that, I'll be an entrepreneur someday. I wanted to be this, businesswoman always. So I started my own business in the export segment. And I was very naive. I didn't know, what was right, what was wrong. All I had was a lot of enthusiasm. And, I thought I was very interested about organic and natural stuff and all that. So we started getting into exports of organic vegetables and fruits from India. Yes, the business, initially there was a lot of hiccups. And finally, we got some buyers and we were exporting to about 5-6 countries, including Dubai, Germany, and all that. It was a lot of hard work. Trust me when I say that nothing was easy. It required huge, investments, and the quality control had to be in place. It required a lot of manpower, so we were paying to a lot of staff. And any traditional business, for that matter, by now, it has to have so many facets. Everything has to be going right. Even if one goes down, then the entire thing collapses, right? So I was there, and in spite of all the investments, in spite of all the risks that I took, all the hard work that I put in, somehow the money wasn't coming in. People said, they'll pay me later, first send the goods. And initially, as you're an entrepreneur, what is it that you'll want to do? You want to take more orders, you want to, ensure that the business keeps going. So I was stuck up with a lot of credit issues. And finally, in about 3 to 4 years, I had to quit. I had to shut down the company because one of my major buyers, he just ran away without paying me for about 3 shipments. And it was all very, very huge amount. So I was super, super annoyed because in spite of putting in the hard work, in spite of doing all that I could do in my capability, still, I failed, my business failed, and, I lost a lot of money. And it was very painful. I was super disappointed. And it took me, about 3 to 4 months to even come back from that hit. And yes, family members were very, very supportive, especially my father. And, that's when my father introduced me to this very powerful opportunity called Forever Living Products. Back then, I had no idea about networking. I had no idea about any kind of, such products that come through network marketing industry. Nothing I knew. And when he said, this is a very viable opportunity, imagine when a father is, giving something to his daughter, how much of, thought process should have gone behind it. But still, I wasn't very convinced. I said, I'm not sure if I can do this. And personally, networking is not my cup of tea, was my answer to him. But he said, just take a look at it. Maybe you should travel to places, see how this works, because his very close friend has introduced this to him. And, he was very convinced about the opportunity, the people who are very successful, the product results and all that. I said, okay, let's explore. And we started traveling to a lot of places. I visited, a lot of offices, in North Hyderabad, a lot of people. And I happened to meet some of the greatest mentors and successful entrepreneurs in forever. And I was very, very impressed. And first, I couldn't believe my own eyes. But when I started talking to more and more people, I had a lot of conviction that, yes, this should be the right platform. And I also got the chance to interact with a lot of people who've used the products, and their stories, that they share at the office spaces was very inspiring. I was very intrigued. And then I said, okay, let's start this. Let's try the products first and let's see how it goes. Then when we started the products, I was super impressed. I was obviously flattered like any one of you. The products gave me fantastic results for my own, energy issues, back pain issues, and, a couple of things that I had after my pregnancy and delivery. So I was very, very impressed, and it helped me to gain more confidence. And I wanted to start this business in full swing. That's how it all started. So here's a quick recap. The reason I'm sharing all this with you is, see, any traditional business, by this time the job is, just a waste of time, right? Jobs are just to, what do you say, make the boss rich. That's what I always say, because how much ever you work hard, you're not going to be getting the biggest share, right? So, that business is the best opportunity. But in business, what are the options that you have? Right? Any traditional business, you will have to handle the logistics. You will have to handle the accounts. You will have to, handle all the staff management, payroll, and so many things, right? Setting up the office space. You'll have to invest on that, whether it is renting or getting your own space, whatever it is, nothing comes for free. So as long as, you think, okay, I want to go an entrepreneur, from the outside world is very fancy. But once you step inside, once you figure out how things work as an entrepreneur, it's very, very difficult. It's very scary. And the competition outside is too heavy for you to sustain. So, if there are any traditional business owners here, even before coming to Forever, if you had an experience with any other traditional business, I'm sure you'll understand what I'm saying, right? There's a lot of struggle out there, and which is why more than 95% of these startups are actually failing today, because they're not able to handle all these different facets very effectively. Now, what about Forever Living products? Yes, it is also giving you an opportunity to become a business owner, but here you're so much more safer, so much more comfortable, and you can actually start thriving from day one. Why? Because here the company is taking all the risk on your behalf. Yes or no? You're not going to invest on the, whether it is manufacturing the products, or, say the thousands of acres of aloe vera plants, or, R&D, even the office spaces, staff, everything is handled by the company for you, right? So that is, a sea of a difference for you to start, get yourself familiar with this platform and start making some money. So I think it's a very, very great opportunity. And if you come across Forever Living products, if you could be a new person, you could be somebody who's already here, I'm sure you will understand eventually that there's no better platform than this for you to have it all, right? So that is what I wanted to share. And there are some professional achievements that I'm very, very happy and, very thankful and grateful for. So yes, here I am with our country head, Mr. Harish Singla. And, this is when I was recognized as a Millionaire Club member. And also I've won the level 1 car incentive. So these are very, very special moments in my career with Forever. And in 2019, I also happened to qualify as an Eagle manager, which is also very close to my heart. And the experience, the lifestyle, everything that Forever offers is top notch, right? It is world class, and there's no match to what Forever can give you all. So the experience was just totally out of the world, meeting, FBOs from all across the planet. And, to my little daughter, it was like a, world tour, because at the breakfast table, we'll have some Japanese distributors with us. We'll be sharing some, ideas and brainstorming. And at the dinner table, it would be totally different people, say from Iraq or Iran. So it was very fascinating, right? And imagine being able to give that kind of an exposure to, your daughter, or even for myself. It was just amazing. It was just amazing. And Forever is something that can help you achieve whatever your dreams are, right? Because the company has clearly given you incentives that can hold whatever size of your dreams are. It's very, very generous. It's very, very magnificent, right? So I had the privilege and the honor to meet some of the, greatest people at the Forever Living office. So here at the top left, we have Mr. Aiden, who's the Executive Vice President at Forever Living International. And he was such a, lovely person who shared so many things. And this is Mrs. Nawaz Gaswala, again, our Executive Vice President at Forever International. And she is somebody who, I remember I've met her, more than 3 to 4 times. Every time I have sort of understood that she has a very special care and concern for FBOs from India. And she always has this a passion for Indian FBOs. She wants all of us to flourish, especially women FBOs. She's very supportive. And on the bottom left, we have Mrs. Natalie Healy. She is UK's #1 FBO. And I'm sure you would have, seen some of her videos and got super inspired. And on the right, we have this is Catherine Bairi. She is a double diamond from Germany. And when I started my business, there were so many, videos and, motivation sessions like this that I have watched these people talk about. And it was a great moment for me to actually meet them in person and, talk to them, interact with them. It was just amazing. So all of you here who are actually, yet to meet such people, just keep going very strong and have your belief that one day it will happen. It will come true for all of you. And this is a very, very special pic because yes, it is with the president, Mr. Greg Mohan, and, his wife, Mrs. Cynthia. This was, after so in this Eagle Managers Retreat, it was a beautiful, morning session where the company had planned some activities for us, fun activities. And it was like something like, I remember Thai boxing or something, for the morning workout. And it was very, very exciting for all of us to participate in it. And then we happened to, have a small interaction with them and, get a click. So what I'm trying to tell you is, see, he is, a billionaire, right? A multi-billionaire who's ruling the globe with Forever Living products. Imagine the culture that this company is giving you all, right? Anybody has access to all the, top heads here, right? And you can talk to them, you can share your story, they can, inspire you. Imagine what kind of inspiration that could be for you. So it is one of the best platforms that somebody can think of without risk, without investment, without any kind of struggle that you usually have to go through in any traditional business model, right? So, yeah. And, not all things can be measured with just money and, only with the success that you, the monetary benefits, I mean. So there are some very great personal achievements, which I consider, very close to my heart. For example, the work-life balance that Forever has given me. I'm so thankful and so grateful because, see, as a woman, especially as a mother with, having a daughter, I really, will cherish every moment with her more than anything else. For me, I'm first a mother and then an entrepreneur in that order. So I'll give you one instance. So there was, earlier when I was in a job, it was very difficult because, every time when it comes to, doing something from your personal side, like you have to attend a wedding, whether it is a birthday party, whatever it is, you'll always have to report to your boss, ask for the permission, and only if they approve, you can step out and do whatever you want to do, right? But in Forever, it's not like that, right? Because you are becoming your own boss here. There's nobody you'll have to report to. If you are self-motivated, you are committed, then, things go smoothly and, you don't really have a boss here. So, this is great because, especially for all the women who's listening to this, for us, work-life balance is the most important thing, right? Because we can't leave one for the other. And yes, you'll have to manage your family, your children, and you'll have to manage your work. So this is one terrific platform which will help you achieve both effortlessly. So there's this very special moment, one story that I wanted to share, where, when my daughter was in her, I think, kindergarten, and I had a very important meeting and I had to finish that. And that was her sports day. So I had to make a call whether I go to the, sports day or I finish this meeting earlier and then rush there. But because this meeting was so important, it was, with one of a very, very prominent personality. I couldn't afford to miss it. But yes, again, my daughter is also participating. It was a very tough call. I couldn't sleep all night. And then I decided, okay, fine, let's do both together. And I spoke to the person. I, kind of preponed it for a couple of hours. And I went there, finished my meeting successfully. I managed to come to the event on time. And I saw the whole thing, as a mother, it was such a proud moment for me because my daughter actually participated in that running race competition and she won the first prize. Now, why am I saying this is because imagine that day if I'm not able to do that, right? If at all I was in a corporate job where nothing was in my control, I had to go only do that job, I would have never forgiven myself for missing that, right? So it is very important for women, especially, of course, for men as well, but more so for women because for us, we always need that fine balance between both. So forever is that kind of an opportunity where you don't have to worry about it. You can make all other adjustments according to your personal needs as well and still keep going strong. And there are more, important things like the skills that you learn, the knowledge that you acquire from all these amazing trainings that the company provides, the person that you become. These are priceless, right? Much more than the money and the incentives that you achieve. And, I've become more confident. My skill set, yes, I keep developing them on an everyday basis. I love to learn new things. So it's amazing how, you groom yourself as a better person. And, today I'm able to talk to even thousands of people without any fear. So that's all because of, the amazing trainings we've had from Forever. So thank you so much. And freedom is, again, one greatest achievement because without freedom, who are we? Human beings, we always love to have freedom more than anything else, right? Otherwise, we are enslaved all the time and nobody likes that, right? So freedom is one greatest achievement because here you decide with whom you work, what work you want to do, when you want to work, like, from where you want to work, in fact, like you decide the place, everything is in your control, right? How many CCs you want to get for the month, everything is totally in your control, right? And that is one of the greatest achievements that you'll ever have. And last but not the least, blessings that you receive from the clients, from your team members, right? That is just priceless. I can share so many stories from so many of my clients who today look at me as their own family member, and it makes my heart melt when they say things like, I pray for you and you're always included in my prayers, because that's the kind of impact we can actually bring into their lives using our amazing products and using our amazing opportunity, right? So like almost every day this happens. So very recently, if I have to quote something, there's one person who has joined us from Singapore. And this person is a 67-year-old gentleman. And he actually was, he's actually going through cancer. And life was very difficult. And it wasn't, the entire family was in big struggle. And they happened to know about Forever Living products through one of my downlines. And, they're today consuming the products. And the person is so happy for the difference that our products is able to bring into their lives. So, to say the least, that's what I can say. So it's just amazing. So there are so many things that company can give you beyond money, beyond recognition, beyond just, fame, and it's all priceless. So I want to just share another very, very important and powerful story, which is the rebirth of an eagle. Why? The reason why I want to share this with y'all is because I'm sure you've seen the Forever logo, right? It's those tiny, I mean, there's one on screen right here. It's that eagle with an aloe leaf, right? So I was just thinking, why did the company choose eagle for a logo? And that took me to, a different thing. And then finally I understood that one of the most amazing birds on the planet is definitely the eagle. And the reason is, for anybody who does not know the story, it's going to be quite, inspiring, because an eagle, the average lifespan is just about, say, 40 years, right? But the eagle goes through a terrific transformation in its 40th year to make sure that it lives for another solid 30 years, which is like almost doubling its lifespan. And how does it do it? It's through this a very, very rigorous, very tough, very painful process of change called the rebirth of the eagle. If I have to share a bit about how it does this, so what happens is once it goes through that 40 years of life, the eagle is usually a very, very strong, a very commendable bird, right? But as it ages in the 40th year, what happens is it becomes very weak, it becomes very tired, and the old bird, kind of the beak of the old bird becomes kind of, it bends, and it's not able to, attack the prey and catch it. And life becomes very difficult for the eagle. And the claws, which are usually very sturdy and strong, by the time, due to old age, what happens is the claws are also becoming very weak and feeble. It's not able to hold the prey. And not just that, the feathers that the eagle bird has, like it's all becoming very, very rough and thick, and it is making it difficult for the eagle to fly. Now, the eagle has just two choices. One, okay, fine, understand that it's a part of the aging process, not do anything about it, and just kill itself there without doing anything, just be in that comfort zone and letting life pass by. There's another choice, which is taking the bold step, going through the rigorous process of change, and then extending its lifespan for another 30 years. Now, how does it do that? So it decides that, yes, its life is worth living another 30 years. It first makes that decision, and then it just travels all alone. It flies all alone and finds, one of the peak of the mountain hill, and it creates a nest there, and it lives there to just, go through that change where it plucks every feather, every old feather. Imagine how difficult it must be for the bird to do that. It's all bleeding and very, very ugly, very painful process actually, right? But look at the tenacity, look at, how aggressive the bird must be, in its mindset to do that for itself. And it just plucks every single feather and, sheds all of it. And it, not just that, this was just, I got goosebumps when I just heard this or listened to this story. So it actually goes and hits its beak, the beak that actually bent. It goes and hits that on the, mountain just to break it, right? And it also breaks its claws, the old claws, and hits it hard to break that as well. Now, why does it do all of this? Because it wants to regrow it in a much stronger and sensible way so that it'll help through the second innings. And he or she just waits there inside the nest, just hoping that things will get better. And guess what happens? Sooner or later, the feathers start growing again, the beak starts growing again, and the sturdy claws are all back. And then she leaves the nest to fly very, very high, stronger, and, glorious than ever before. That's the story of the eagle's rebirth. Now, just imagine for a second how much of thought process the company has put in, probably Rex and the entire team, to just design the logo of the company with so much of reason, right? The company decided that every distributor must be an eagle, with that kind of an attitude for success. And my question here is, if there was so much of thought process put inside just for creating the logo of the company, just imagine how much of work and, effort and brainstorming and, all that effort that must have gone inside creating the products, creating the, marketing plan, creating the different incentives, right? Isn't it just amazing? So you are all here at the right place at the right time. And all I, just wanted to remind you all today is just believe in yourself, have the eagle's, attitude, and keep growing stronger than ever before. Here are 7 qualities of an eagle, which are very, very unique, right? Which I think, every distributor must have for great success. What is it? So number 1, the eagles fly with eagles at high altitude, meaning all these other birds, like usually when you look into the sky, if you're noticing an eagle, you'll always notice that the eagle flies much above, and there are no other crows or, any other sparrows, nothing. It's just the eagles right at the top, right? And even if something else is flying along with it, it's just the eagles. Why? Because sometimes in life you'll have, people who are trying to pull you down. There could be people who are not able to match to your level, your energy, your attitude, right? And sticking around with them, what happens? You tend to get that and you kind of, sink below, right? So it's always important for you to have that eagle's attitude and fly above the rest. If you want to compare it with, being an FBO, that is so true, right? You will have to match yourself and be around with successful people to get inspired, to be motivated, to learn from, their success stories and keep flying higher, right? So the second quality of an eagle is the eagles always have a very, very clear vision. Imagine from such high distances, if it has to understand where the prey is, look at it very clearly and, just fly down and hunt for it and take it back. Imagine what kind of vision the eagle must have, right? And I think it's very important for all of you, for all of us as FBOs, to have that kind of a clear vision to understand how we're going to, take this journey ahead. Who are our business partners? Who are our, clients? How do we coach them? What do we do with them? So, it's very relatable for me. It was just amazing. And point number 3 is eagles are fearless. They are fearless birds. I'm sure you all must agree, right? And as a FBO, you must also be fearless in executing your plan. Forget what the people around you are going to tell you, right? There could be some who say, oh, this is not going to work for you. You're going to fail. Just go back to your job. Just take up your traditional business, whatever, blah, blah, blah. Just cut all the crap, because once you decide that this is it, then that must be it, right? So just keep going and you will go places. And the fourth quality could be eagles are tenacious and they love the storm. What do we mean here? See, usually when there's a storm, take any adversity, other birds, they just go hide inside their nest. But what does an eagle do? It gathers all the strength and actually, surprisingly, it uses all the, the storm's effect, right? All the heavy, heavy wind and the breeze in its favor. So it kind of, using that storm's, effect, it just flies even higher to much higher altitude. And that was just beautiful. So similarly in life as FBOs, you must be facing a lot of hurdles. There must be a lot of, adversity that comes your way. For example, COVID happened. Yes, COVID happened, but there are two, distinct category of people that you will notice after COVID. The people who decided, okay, yes, this is an opportunity for me to grow, or the other people said, okay, no, this is an opportunity for me to sink further down. So it's all in our head, how we take it, how we handle the adversity, that makes all the difference. And point number 5 is eagles never eat dead things, meaning they're not scavengers. They always hunt for their food and, they eat fresh meat. So I was just trying to, relate it with our forever 4cc culture, right? Because just depending on the downlines, just depending on, the past glory will not help, right? We will have to keep hunting for our, new distributors, new clients, and keep the business thriving with a 4cc culture, right? And the sixth is eagles prepare for training. Very important. Because unless you train yourself, how can you grow, right? Growth does not happen when it gets stagnant, right? So always empower yourself with the right knowledge, right skills. And the company provides such great training programs for all of us to grow. So make use of them and, talk to your seniors, talk to all your uplines and, get coached and coach your team. And the last point, but not the least, is eagles possess vitality. And that is also very, very important. For example, this entire rebirth story, imagine, going through that kind of a rigorous process to ensure that you have, a whole new life ahead of you is a great attitude, right? So right now, if there is anybody who is in comfort zone, let all of us, understand that this is a great platform. This is a platform which can give you anything that you want. So let's get stronger and let's, keep going and let's just crush all our dreams. And yeah, so my question is, are you ready to soar? Because if you are, then you are just in for a treat. Forever can give you anything and everything. So a little bit about, the company, because there could be some people who are totally new to this. The Aloe Vera company, as we fondly call this is a great opportunity for all the ordinary people to achieve extraordinary results. And I truly believe in it. And a little bit about the Aloe, because my favorite part of the Forever Living range is, of course, the Aloe drinks. Because, once you start consuming these products, what kind of difference it brings to your lives, right? Life is never the same again. You don't have to worry unnecessarily. And it is a great morning drink. And it helps you to, detox yourself. It helps you with, improving your gut health. It helps you with a lot of nutrition that you don't get usually, right? So all this is just amazing. And our entire product range, our entire business revolves around this amazing miracle plant called aloe vera, right? And we are the best in the world. When you tie up yourself with, some organization, just check out if that is the best or if there's something superior to it. With Forever, with our aloe, you know that we grow, we process, and we manufacture. Like from the plant to the end product, everything is in-house, which makes it so much more greater, so much more result-oriented, and just amazing. And we know that, thousands of acres of lands are owned by Forever. And we go through a very, very, natural organic farming, which helps us to get the best aloe vera products. And, the entire other range, our skincare, whether it is our, everything like personal care, everything comes from aloe's base, right? So these are the best health products. These are the best personal care products, skincare products that we can have and we can recommend to people with total confidence. And look at the certifications we have, right? Every product has the best certificates. And not just that, imagine if a product range has to be approved in 172 countries. Do you think that's easy, that's possible, that's a joke? It's big, right? It's a very, very big thing to do. And the company has already done it for all of us. All we have to do is just consume, understand the results, and then spread the word. Now, one great tip is first, please use the products, because without using the products, we may never be able to convince ourselves. And without convincing yourself, you cannot convince anyone else out there, right? So I love every product from Forever. It's been such a pleasure to even be a consumer of these products, because it keeps you so much more alive and energetic. This is one of my, favorite product, which is always there on my table, just to give me that extra energy boost. And, I love the Forever Honey. I love every product, as I told you. And I also have this heat lotion just next to me, because we never know when you get a headache, when you want to feel a bit relaxed. So it's always there. So every product is very unique, very special. Try them out, explore them, and you will just love it, right? And thanks to our management for introducing the Start Your Journey pack, because it's so much more easier now. All the important products clubbed into one pack. And it's a very great way to offer the business to somebody, to help people get started with the products. And it's beautiful. And now we have so many more beautiful products, like, the liquid soap is back after so many months. So we're super excited. The shampoo and conditioners are back. And, we have the body wash, which is just fabulous. So we have great, products which always keep coming. So it's just wonderful. Use them and then recommend them, and then your business will definitely soar. And why Forever is so special? I mean, there are so many other opportunities, but why Forever? Because that, here we will have, it has the potential to give you a very, very significant income source, not just from India, but around the world, right? And this is the power of passive income. You can start, creating a business, and slowly down the line, you will see income streams trickling from all over, like, wherever the countries are. So, and it's even more happier for you to watch that happen to your downlines, right? When one of your downline gets an income from US or, anywhere else. So it's so happy that, they're also on the right path. And, time and freedom, as we already discussed, is a great advantage here. And you control the entire income and career. And the potential to achieve bonus and reward programs are just huge. And you decide your own income, right? And you have access to all the free training and support. And there's great flexibility. You can start part-time and then build it full-time. Like, it's according to your convenience. Somebody is there in a job, but does not want to, miss this opportunity. Right, start it part-time and then see how you can explore. So if somebody wants to go full swing, then yes, jump on board. So it's very, very flexible. And it's a global business that is operating across the world. And we're very proud to offer products that carry a 30-day money-back guarantee to all its retail customers. In today's world, imagine what does a 30-day money-back guarantee mean? It's huge, right? So that's again there. And the provider of high-quality products that embrace the purity of aloe vera's inner leaf gel. It's a magical plant and we have the best of it. And it's an established company with a history of 44 golden years, right? And it is cash rich and debt free and financially very secure. So imagine when you team up with a company of that caliber, what happens? Obviously, you flourish. So there's no need for me to talk about the power of a network today because you're all already there. And thanks to all these gadgets, all you need is just a smartphone today, right? You can do so much of business, like as you're commuting, as you're, traveling, whatever it is, life has become so much more easier with all these online platforms. And, it is opening up a world of opportunities for all of us, right? And that is just fabulous. And here he is, our very, very, very dearest Rex Mohan, who's our CEO. The power of forever is the power of love is one of his favorite quotes, and all of us love it, right? And it is so true because unless and until we care, we really, are concerned about the other person's well-being, we have that empathy towards others, we really cannot grow in this business because it's about helping others achieve what they want. So you automatically achieve what you want. So, there's no better plan than this, which is a win-win for everybody. And, today morning, I just came across this wonderful video from Rex, and I definitely wanted to include it in our PPT today. So this is the 5 tips for success given directly by our Rex Mohan himself, because more than all the others, who are going to be motivating, this is very important, right? It comes directly from him. So there are just 5 simple things that he states, and each one of them are very profound. And this is all we need to do, nothing more. 1, build a solid customer base through perfect follow-up and customer service. Number 1, very important, right? So building that strong customer base is very important, and we all know that, right? And 2, start using the products. That's where everything starts. Use the products, be a product of the product, and then automatically the business starts growing. 3, be 4cc active and teach that to your team. So 4cc culture is something that all of you will definitely know. So be 4cc active, do your 1+3, and then teach that to your team, and then magic happens. And 4 is sponsor every month. Start, talking to new people, get them sponsored, and keep the business thriving. 5, work towards every pin and achieve every incentive, because it's very, very exciting. That is what the journey is all about, right? There are glorious incentives, very generous incentives from the company. So just start working, create a plan in your head, and then it'll happen in reality. So these are just 5 simple tips, and this is all we need to, know. So there are no shortcuts for success. And, he in fact asks in the video, are you disappointed? Because there are no great magic, bullets that I gave. But these 5 are enough for you to flourish. So follow these 5 steps consistently and you will maximize the forever business plan. That's for sure. So here's a very short story that I wanted to tell before I end. This is a story of, a pound of butter. I don't know how many of you know it. It's a very simple and sweet story. So there was a village where, there was this farmer, and he was selling, he was giving 1 pound of butter to a baker every day, right? And this was happening for, several months. And suddenly this baker wasn't very sure if he's getting the right quantity of butter. So he was very doubtful of the farmer's activities, and he thought it could be lesser. And, he actually took the issue to the court. And they were both, in front of the farmer and the baker were in front of the judge. And the judge asked the farmer, okay, so now, you've been giving this 1 pound of butter every day to this baker, but he says that the quantity is, much lesser. So how do you actually measure this butter? Do you have, any instrument? How do you do this? So he said, the farmer says, you know what, I'm very primitive. I just have one small scale where we, weigh things, and that's how I gave it. They said, okay, so how did you measure it? So the farmer said, the baker has been giving me 1 pound loaf of bread, for so many months now, even much before I started giving him the butter. And on one side of the scale, I used to put that loaf of bread that he gives me, and the equal amount of butter is what, I gave back in return. So now the farmer said, if at all the baker feels that the quantity is less, then I'm not to be blamed. It's him. Because whatever he gave, he got back. Why am I sharing this with you? Because I just wanted to tell you, remind you that life acts in a very, very similar fashion, right? What you give is exactly what you get back. This is a great opportunity. If you want great success, if you want all those achievements, if you want, really, great things to happen, then you must give your best, right? What you give comes back to you, no doubt about it. So yet another, gentle reminder to say that there's one person who can make all the difference, and that one person can definitely be you. Create your own legacy, be the hero of your own story. Thank you so much to each and every one of you for, patiently listening to all of this. And, I wish all of you the very best in achieving all your big dreams. Thank you so much.